Hi guys, happy Saturday. Yes, I'm fine. I just don't have any makeup on. I don't feel like it. A little bit of mascara, that's it. I just don't feel like it today. It's too much, so. Alright, wow. Lots of comments on the Demon House thing, which, yes, is completely ridiculous. I agree with you guys. So, I just say no ghost adventure show, no ghost shows. I personally do not think that they are true. I think they're all fake. I think they're all false. The real mediums, the real psychics, I would say probably 80% of them stay off TV. So, that's just my opinion though. But anyway, the science of the prophets. It's all about divination, which is in the Doctrine and Ritual of High Magic by Eliphas Levi. So, really interesting stuff in here last night that I went through. I finally was able to just sit down and just relax and just read, and it was amazing. So, it blew my mind. Literally blew my mind. So, I literally have like this whole book highlighted, but, so, alright, divination, in its widest meaning, and according to the grammatical signification of the word, is the exercise of divine power and the realization of the divine science. So, it's realization and analogies to see what's going to happen in the future. You can really predict the future. You cannot predict lottery numbers. If you could, everybody would be rich. It doesn't work that way whatsoever. So, realization of the divine science. So, it gets interesting. So, but divination is the priesthood of the mage. But divination, according to a general opinion, has especially to do with the knowledge of hidden things. Okay? So, to know the most secret thoughts of men, to penetrate the mysteries of the past and the future, to evoke from century to century the rigorous revelation of effects through the exact science of causes. So that is what is universally called divination. So that's just a very vague answer on divination. So, okay, so, wait, did I just say that? Yeah, I just did. Okay, so, of all the mysteries of nature, so the deepest is that of the heart of man. That is the deepest secret. So, and yet nature does not allow the depths to be inaccessible. So, it's accessible to us all, which I thought was pretty interesting. So, despite the most profound dissimulation, despite the most clever politics, that mystery traces itself and allows 1,000 revealing clues to be observed in the form of the body, in light of glances, in movements, in gait, and in the voice. So, body language, literally divination. So, the perfect initiate does not even need these clues. He or she sees the truth in the light, so he or she senses an impression which manifests the whole man to him. So, he traverses hearts with his gaze, and must even feign ignorance, so as to disarm the fears of the hatred of the wicked, whom he knows all too well. Very interesting stuff. Bibliomancy. This is funny because a lot of Christians and a lot of Catholics and Christians and all the sects of Christianity, they frown upon divination. But when you are going through the Bible and you land on a certain page, doing bibliomancy, and you are also doing numerology. So it's pretty interesting. But I think it's really cool. It's really, really cool. So this whole chapter, if you guys have this book, this whole chapter, I mean, divination is completely different to me now. The tarot cards make 100% more sense. My eyebrow. What is wrong with it? I don't have any makeup on, so yeah. Whatever. Anyway, so lots of different kinds of. I thought this was really neat, so I highlighted this entire passage that I kind of want you guys to hear. So, all right. So, this is how I feel about a lot of the TV psychics, mediums, the ghost hunters, especially a lot of people that I personally know. So, the man who has a bad conscience always believes that he is being accused or that he is under suspicion. So, if he recognizes himself in a line of collective satire, he will take the entire satire as referring to himself and complain loudly that he is being slandered. I can think of one person. I can think of a lot of people that actually that fits in the paranormal field, in the metaphysical field. People that have written books. I will not mention any kind of books or names, but yes. Remember that, guys, because that is important right there. So, always defiant, but as curious as he is fearful. He is for the mage, like Satan is. Oh, like Satan in the parable, or like those scribes who questioned Christ in order to tempt him. It's making sense. You guys can put the clues together, connect the dots. I think it talks about quite a few people, quite a few frauds. So, always opinionated and always weak. What he fears above all else is to recognize his wrongdoing. So that's why I always admit when I'm wrong. I'm a lot. I am wrong all the time. Well, yeah, I'm wrong a lot. So, but yes, this is a lot to do with a lot of people. So the past troubles him, the future terrifies him. He would like to compromise with himself and believe that he would be a good man under better conditions. His life is a continual battle between good aspirations and evil habits, so he sees himself as a philosopher in the manner of Aristippus or Horace, accepting all the corruption of his century as a necessity to which he must submit. So he distracts himself with a few philosophical pastimes and deliberately takes on the protective smile of Maecenas, I think, to persuade himself that he is not a simple exploiter of famine in complicity with Varus, or in compliance like Trimalchio, or Trimalchio. Yeah, these words are very, names are odd. So, such men are always exploiters, even when they do good works. So, if they decide to make a donation for the public good, they postpone their good deed in order to gain more credit. So this type of person is not anybody in particular, it is a whole class of men and women with whom the mage most often deals, especially in our century. The mage would mistrust, or the mage, we should all mistrust them in the same manner that they mistrust everyone, because he will find in them the most unreliable of friends and the most dangerous of enemies. It's so incredibly relevant to a lot of people. So yeah, that's crazy. So the public exercise of divination cannot be in our era suitable to the character of a true adept, because he will often be obliged to have resources resources to trickery or sleight of hand in order to keep his clientele and astound the public. So it's funny. So professional seers always have spies with this is actually very, very true. So professional seers always have spies who inform them of certain things relative to the personal life or habits of those who consult them. A telegraphy of signals is established between the antechamber and the consulting room. They give a client who they do not know and has come for the first time a number. They give them an appointment for another day and have them followed. They walk with their doormen, their neighbors, and their household servants, and in this manner they manage to acquire the details which will then astonish the naive. So anybody that was astonished by the demon house, if you go back and watch it and see how said person pays these people, and then all of a sudden these people have stories. There we go. And provide a charlatan with the esteem which should be reserved to sincere science and to conscientious divination. That explains a lot. It explains so much. It's not funny. It's not funny, honestly. It's sad that people are being deceived. Very, very, very sad. But these people choose to follow that. So, all right. Now, divination of events to come is only possible for those events whose realization are already in some way contained in their cause. So, that makes a lot of sense. The soul looking through the entire nervous apparatus into the circle of the astral light, which influences a man and receives an influence from him, the soul of the seer can embrace in a single intuition all the loves and hatreds that a man had aroused around himself. So, alright, what we're doing there is we are linking ourselves. So, that's empathy. So, you can read other people, body language, just the way they're acting, and, all that good stuff. So, where'd I go? Oh, the seer can read his intention and his thoughts, predict the obstacles which he will encounter along his path, what violent death might await him, but he cannot predict his private, voluntary, and capricious determinations from the moment which follows after the consultation, unless the craftiness of the seer itself prepares the accomplishment of the prophecy. So, a self-fulfilling prophecy from somebody else that you take in, you believe, and boom, there we go. For example, you say to a woman who is on the rebound and desires a husband, you go out tonight or tomorrow night to the show, and by a bizarre set of circumstances, this will result in your future marriage. You can be sure that, dropping all of her other affairs, this lady will go to the indicated show, will see a man who she will believe has noticed her, and then hope for a prompt marriage. So if this marriage does not occur, do not worry, she will not blame you, because she will not wish to lose the hope for a new illusion. That's all the ghost shows. That's a lot of people I know. It's sad. So, and she will return and keep going back to that same person. So, on the contrary, to consult you, seducely, whatever. So, That's crazy. That's really crazy. Yeah, having people, professional, like these high, way up there so-called mediums and psychics, and I'm not going to name names, but I mean, it's about money. Yeah, they get people to follow you, and that's how they know stuff. So it's pretty crazy. That's very crazy. So, alright, okay, we have said that the astral light is the great book of divination. So, those who have the aptitude to read in this book have it naturally, or have acquired it. There are, therefore, two classes of seer, the instinctive and the initiated. Those two types. So, for me, it became, I think it's a mix of instinctive, and initiated. I don't know how I do it. I thought we were having an earthquake for a second. I was like, I don't think we ever get earthquakes here. So it is for this reason that children, the ignorant, shepherds, even idiots. I love this. I love Eliphas Levi. Even idiots. I love that. Have more of a disposition for natural divination than scholars and intellectuals. So, let me read that again to you guys. So, it is for this reason that children, the ignorant, shepherds, and even idiots have more of a disposition for natural divination than scholars and intellectuals. Think about that next time you get a reading from somebody. I'm no scholar. I'm just a simple idiot. I'm dead serious. I'm a complete idiot. So, David, a simple herdsman who was a prophet of Solomon, was a prophet as Solomon, the king of the Kabbalists and the mages, or after him. So, the perceptions of instincts are often reliable as those of the science. The least clairvoyant in the astral light are those who reason the most. So, it takes a certain amount of faith. You have to have faith. But then again, you have to doubt, so you can have faith. So, it took me a lot of years to doubt myself, my abilities. I still do just a little bit, about that much. I doubt myself all the time. That's why I say don't doubt your magic, just forget about it. Don't doubt your reading when you're doing it. If you're dealing cards, if you're doing, bibliomancy, cardiomancy, pyromancy, necromancy. What else is there? There's a lot. Clairvoyancy, the hearing, audiomancy, something like that. So yeah, it's pretty funny. So, alright. So, the least clairvoyant in the astral light are those who reason the most. So it gives, if you reason the most, it gives no room for inspiration. And inspiration, what does that bring you? It brings you... My lamp just flickered, that was odd. Inspiration triggers the brain. It literally triggers your brain. And that's how you perceive things. And that's how you get information and knowledge. Through divination. Or, the psychic abilities. Whatever you want to call it. So. Alright. Now, I don't even know what the fuck this word is. Somnambulism is a state of pure instinct. Also, somnambulists have need to be directed by a seer of the science. Skeptics and reasoners can only mislead. fucking sucks. Alright. Where'd I go? Skeptics and reasoners can only mislead them. So, if you have somebody coming to you because they're a skeptic and they want to prove that you're, wrong, then it's going to fuck everything up. So, the faith, just like any other faith or religion, practice, you have to have faith. So, divinatory vision only operates in a state of ecstasy, that is, pure bliss, happiness, just what we talked about yesterday, the ethereal. Remember, ether, feeling, you feel just pure bliss, that feeling of true meditation. So this kind of ties in with yesterday. So, and to arrive at that state, one must render doubt and delusion impossible by enchaining thought or putting it to sleep. So, you have to get rid of that. You have to get rid of that thought. You have to make that chain. You have to create that chain that we talked about. I talked about this in a previous video last summer, maybe. I think. One of my videos I did. So the instruments of divination are thus simply the means of magnetizing yourself and distracting yourself from the exterior light in order to render yourself attentive solely to the interior light. So, it gets better. So it is for this reason that Apollonius enveloped himself entirely in a coat of wool, and in the darkness fixed his gaze on his navel. So, the magical mirror of Dupotet is analogous means to that of Apollonius. Hydromancy and visions in the thumbnail. Visions in the thumbnail, which is evenly trimmed and blackened, are varieties of the magical mirror. Perfumes and evocations numb thought. So, perfumes and evocations numb the thought. So, when you're doing divination through a scrying mirror, a black mirror, the triangle manifestation, mine, I have a small black mirror in it, burn some incense, perfume, amber, which really excites the psychic centers in your brain. So, water or the color black absorb visual rays, and a dazzling glare is then produced, a vertigo, which is followed by a lucidity in the subjects who have a natural aptitude for it, or who are suitably disposed to it. So, vertigo. Alright, my dear Frank, that is you right there. That's because you are naturally adept to divination. So, we need to talk now, because I need to know what you are, what are you the best at? What kind of divination? Reading people, that's what you're good at. Reading people, seeing through them. You see through lies. Divination. You see the secrets. You know, but you doubt. So don't doubt. You are like my true fucking best friend. So don't doubt. So it does come with quite a bit of stuff. That's why psychics, mediums, empaths, that's why we get sick a lot, because for one, I don't shield myself good enough, so I'm an idiot for that. So where'd I go? Alright, geomancy and cartomancy are the other means of arriving at the same ends. Combinations of symbols and numbers being both fortuitous and necessary at the same time, give a relatively true image of the probabilities of destiny, so that the imagination can see the realities occasioned by the symbols. So there's no such thing as destiny. We're not destined, predestined, or preordained for anything by the gods or goddesses. So destiny is not fixed or ordained by the gods. Not at all. We have free will. So that's why it changes so much. Changing all the time. That is why. So, our future depends on right now. The present, formations of the present determine the future. So, a good quote is from a Buddhist quote: if you want to know who you were or what you were in a past life, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. It's a very good one. So, okay. Where'd I go? Okay, so the more that one's interest is excited, the greater the desire to see. The more complete the competence in one's intuition, the clearer the vision will be. Casting geomantic points haphazardly or drawing cards thoughtlessly is to play at the lottery like children. Random draws are oracular only when they are magnetized by intelligence and directed by faith. So, if you're just sitting there playing with your tarot cards and you throw a card down, it doesn't mean a thing. You have to have the intelligence, and you have to have yourself backing up. You have to have faith to back yourself up, or it's just nothing. You bought the cards for nothing. You bought a board for nothing. You bought something for nothing. So yes, you must be magnetized. Okay, so of all the oracles, the tarot is the most surprising in its responses because all the possible combinations of this universal key of the Kabbalah provide scientific and truthful oracles as their solutions, which is really crazy because the tarot is so completely accurate. It is very accurate. So, alright, the tarot was the unique book of ancient mages. It is the primordial Bible, as we shall prove in the following chapter, and the ancients consulted it, just as the first Christians would later consult the lots of the saints. So, which is to say, verses of the Bible drawn by chance and determined by thinking of a number. Bibliomancy. So they too are practicing divination, just like everybody else. Cheers. I think it's pretty funny. Well, yeah, I do. I'm not gonna lie. I don't lie. So, alright, so. Okay, there was, oh god. Somebody, the most famous of our modern seers, knew nothing of the science of the tarot, or knew no more than Italia's exploitations? Whatever that word is, yeah. So, which are obscurities thrown at the light. She knew neither high magic nor the Kabbalah, and her head was stuffed with a misdirected scholarship, and she was intuitive by instinct, and that instinct was rarely wrong. That is why always follow your gut. The book she left behind are sort of legitimistic mumbo-jumbo laced with classical citations, but her oracles, inspired by the presence and magnetism of her consultants, were often surprising. That is pretty cool. It's pretty cool for somebody that has no knowledge of tarot, of nothing, and can prophesize. I think that's pretty cool. So, where'd I go? I forget. I forget where I went. Oh, she was a woman for whom the natural affections of her sex were replaced by a burgeoning imagination and a wandering spirit. She lived and died a virgin, like the ancient druidess of the Ile-de-Seine. So, if nature had endowed her with some beauty, she would have easily in past epochs played in Gaul of the role of Melusine or a Veleda, whatever. But yeah, those are just some historical people that actually didn't really have much knowledge of divination, but they did it anyway, and it worked because they had naturally had that gut. that intuition, that instinct. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that very interesting? So, alright. Where'd I go? Okay, so the more you employ ceremonies in the exercise of divination, the more you excite your and your consultant's imagination. So, you have to get your imaginations. That's the key. Imagination. Just like I've always said, reenactment. Reenact. Draw from that stream of consciousness. Be it Albert Einstein, whoever you want to talk to. All you have to do is think. Think about that person. What would they do? What would they say? What advice would they give you? What advice would they give your mom, your cat, your dog? Try that. What advice would a flower give to a tree? What advice would a tree give to a rock? Kind of cool to think about. Alright. So, okay, the Conjuration of the Four, the Prayer of Solomon, the magic sword used to dismiss phantoms can thus be, I think, successfully used. So, it just keeps getting better and better. I mean, more interesting and more interesting. So, successfully used. You must also evoke the spirits of the day and hour in which you are operating, and offer him or her his particular perfume. Then you must put yourself in a magnetic and intuitive rapport with clients by asking them which animal they find sympathetic to and which they dislike, which flowers they like, and which colors they prefer. Flowers, colors, and animals all have an analogical classification with the spirits of the Kabbalah. So it's pretty interesting. I mean, it goes into the colors. People that wear black, blue, green, burnt sienna. I hate that color. So those who like the color blue are idealists and dreamers. Those who like red are materialists and are prone to anger. I like red because I love my fashion. Those who like yellow are fantastical and capricious. Lovers of green often have a willy character. The friends of the color black are influenced by Saturn. So we are friends of the color black. Most of us, I think, are. So, alright. Pink is the color of, obviously, Venus. So, where'd I go? I forget where I went, guys. Okay, so, alright, now this is interesting. Now, I'm a dog person, a big dog person. So, alright, those who like horses work hard and are of noble character. That's true, too. It's very true. I know a lot of people that love horses, that have horses. So that's very true. I can attest to that. Yet they are flexible and docile. The friends of dogs are loving and faithful. Friends of cats are independent and libertines. Sincere people are afraid most of all spiders. I'm terrified of spiders. Terrified, literally. So, proud souls dislike the serpent. I love the serpent. Upright and delicate people cannot stand rats and mice. Oh, who could not love a little mouse? Who couldn't love a little mouse? Pleasure seekers have a horror for the toad. Oh, I love toads too. Because toads are cold, solitary, hideous, and sad. No, they're not. I don't think so. Flowers have sympathies analogous to those of animals and colors. And since magic is the science of universal analogies, A single preference in a single disposition of a person allows one to divine all the others. It is the application of Cuvier's analogical anatomy to the phenomena of the moral realm. So it's pretty interesting. I mean, body language, the lines on our forehead, everything, the creases, crow's feet. So the physiognomy of the face and the body, the wrinkles on the forehead, the lines on the hand is also furnish mages with precious clues. Metoposcopy and chiromancy. I don't know what those are. Have become, my light keeps blinking, weird. Have become sciences of their own, whose risky and purely conjectural observations have been compared, discussed, and then united in a body of doctrine. So, this last author's book is the most considerable and complete. It reunites and comments on the observation and the conjectures of all the others, which is the Emerald Tablets, the Book of Thoth, the Book of Hermes Trismegistus. Pretty interesting, isn't it? So, a modern observer. Hold on, I have ashes all over my nice black pants. Alright, so a modern observer provided chiromancy with a few degrees of certitude with his remarks on the analogies which really exist between a person's character and the form, either complete or in its details of their hands. Very cool. So this new science was developed and refined since by an artist who is also a man of letters, who is full of originality and finesse. So the disciple had surpassed the master, and we have already cited the kind and spiritual Desporelles as a veritable magician of chiromancy. One of the travelers whom the storyteller Alexandre Dumas likes to surround himself with his composition novels. Oh, Cosmopolitan novels. Wait, isn't that like the magazine Cosmopolitan? Or Cosmo? Probably not. One must also ask the consultant about his habitual dreams. So, dreams are reflections of life, either interior or exterior. The ancient philosophers paid a great deal of attention to them. The patriarchs saw assured revelations in them, and the majority of religious revelations occurred in dreams. So, here comes an interesting quote. The monsters of hell are the nightmares of Christianity. The monsters of hell are only nightmares of Christianity. I love that. So, as the author of Smara, whatever that is, a book, I think it's a book, yeah it is, has remarked in a spiritual manner, never would the paintbrush or the chisel have produced such horrors if they had not been seen in dreams. So, one should be wary of persons whose imagination habitually reflects horrors. I'm going to repeat that. So, one should be wary of persons whose imagination habitually reflects horror. What's the Bible full of? Horror. There we go. My microphone is weird. So, it's just crazy. I mean, there's so much in this just a little bit. And then we have, this is really cool too. So the angels, the verb and the realization of the verb throughout the world, the reign of each angel is 354 years and 4 months. I thought that was incredibly odd. Incredibly odd. So, the first is Oriel, angel of Saturn, who begins his reign on March 13th in the first year of the world, because the world, according to Trismegistus, was created on the 13th of March. His reign was that of savagery and primitive night. Then came the empire of Aneo, the spirit of Venus, which began on June 24th in the 354th year of the world. Thus love became the preceptor of men. He created the family, and the family led to association and the primordial city. So, alright, the 708th year of the world, and that is to say until the 25th of October, and then began the reign of Zachariel, angel of Jupiter, under whom men began to know and fight over ownership of the fields and habitations. It's just crazy. It's just so cool. So there's a lot in this. A lot. So yes, it does leave off, the very last is the Book of Hermes, or Hermes Trismegistus, or Thoth, and that actually tells you everything that you need to know. Everything that you need to know. Incredible. It felt really good to read again, to really get into this book and really get my mind going. So I thought that was pretty cool, pretty intense actually. Very intense actually. So but yeah, I thought that was incredible. I love that. So I had to share that with you guys too. First cut, there it is. So yeah, very cool, very different. Okay, let's see who is bitching at me today. Who is gonna bitch at me today? Oh God, people get over this Zozo shit. Seriously. I've already described what Zozo is, and I just described it again too, so. I'm gonna start doing fashion videos. No, not yet. Alright. Matt. Okay, there's probably about, 50 million Matts in the world? Alright, okay, so I've watched a bit of this. From what I've read, it counts down, and that means the spirit is trying to escape from the ward. No, you are wrong. I don't even really want to continue reading your comment because it's so fucking stupid. What we talked to is already outside. You're mistaken. You can always play, or you can always use, you never play the Ouija. You never play with it, you use it. It's a tool. You respect it, like a knife or a gun. You comprehend? Capiche? I hope so. Alright, now go. Get a life. Kate the Witch. Oh, my darling. Hi. How are you? I have got that feeling. You're talking about when I meditate. Huh. Oh, the feeling of just pure bliss of when you're just like, and you don't feel anything, but you know you have formed that. Yes. Amazing. Alright, I don't get it all the time when I meditate, though. I don't either. No, I don't. I would like to learn more about the different gods and goddesses that you are working with, or the gods and goddesses that you would like to work with in the future. I'm just, Isis. Isis Sophia, really, it's all one name, or one goddess and one god, with a million names. So, Isis and Thoth, for me, Baphomet, which would be all of it put together. Alright. So yeah, sorry. Marjorie, hi my darling, how are you? Ryan, are you feeling better now? Yeah, I am actually, yes. If I can do this, if I can go through Kratom, I can go through strep throat and bronchitis all in one. How do you know it's haunted? Does your family know that too? You are all not nervous. Get well soon, dear friend. Heart. I love you, thank you. Yes, this house is, I don't know. It could be a time loop, but I do know it is pretty active. Yes, we do. We sit down at the table together, and we can hear somebody come and pull around. Doors open. Strange, just normal haunting. Yeah, normal haunting stuff. Yes. No, everybody here is used to it. We love it. I do anyway. I mean, I wouldn't want to live in a house that's not. Alright, Daria. Hi, my sisterly. How are you? I love you. I miss you. I finally got my phone unlocked. Okay, bro, I'm dead. I'm sick. I'm so sick. I want to die. Shoot me, please. Hang me. I don't care. No. If you're gonna hang me, take me to Salem. I'm joking. Your coffee talk in this video was absolutely hilarious. I love the fucking shit out of you. I love you too. Oh, my heart. Oh my god, SNL needs to have a Mr. Ouija response to comments episode because it's comedy gold. What did I do that was so funny? I don't think I'm that funny. I'm so glad you love the lamps. One of those was supposed to be your mom, so she can't have it. They're mine. I have one up here. They're too peaceful. They're mine. I need that peace. My hate is at capacity. I have one lamp there, and I have the other down there. Oh my god. At night when I'm reading my cards with Baphomet, you know how on my Patreon, or not on my Patreon page, but my regular page, my public page, I always, post the card. That's what I do. So yes, it's just loving, peaceful, just this energy. It's great. I love it. I want more lamps. I'm gonna redecorate. So yes, I want more lamps. Like at least probably 26 more. 26, 27, 28, and then give me even 28. No, I'm joking, but I do love it. But that's okay because I am going to send her a scented candle again for her kitchen this year. I love you. I love you too, and she'll love that. She will love that. Alright. Okay, sisterly. Everything is going really good. That's the problem. Yes, if everything's going really good and everybody's happy, then it makes me wonder what's going to happen next. What's going to happen? Why? What are people not telling me? What's going to... You and me are so the same. I know we are. If things are going well, our brains say something really bad is about to happen instead of just enjoying things going well. Fuck anxiety disorders. And I'm waiting for it. I have it. I'm waiting for it. I'm completely waiting for it. Okay. No, I cannot fit you in to July 8th, 2009. I don't have a time machine as of yet. So I will get back to you on that. I will have a time machine. I swear. Did you mean 2009? Or did you mean 2019? 2020? I don't know. So, alright guys. I don't want to cough again. Alright, so everybody enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend. Think about the divination part, really think about that. I think I'm gonna blog, tonight. I might, if I feel better. I might blog up some stuff. I'm gonna blog up some stuff for you guys, so on my Patreon page. And it will be patrons only, so. But, alright guys. I love you all very much. Hope you guys have a great weekend. A very great weekend. So, I love you all the way from Venus. All the way back down. So, yes, I will see you guys definitely tomorrow. So, everybody have a great weekend, and I love you all.